Their bodies twisted under the shower in an intimate wrestle. She yielded and molded to him.
Eden Bailey used to work at my bank, the CIBC. All the usual banking things like deposits and withdrawals and cash flow.
Most people would think that bankers are the least sexy of all people.
No, you know, no, I think bankers are very sexy.
One day she had a revelation. She said to herself, screw this. I want to write erotica.
She closed her eyes, daydreaming as she caressed herself.
And that's what she's doing, and good for her.
You become a different person when you're writing erotica?
I don't become a different person, but I do have a very wild imagination. Some of it is steeped in experience, and some of it I've just learned along the way because I do a lot of reading. So I may appear conservative on the outside, and I think a lot of people were surprised when I went this direction. But I think we all have an alter ego. We all live a different life underneath the surface.
Are there differences between erotica for men and erotica for women?
I would imagine so. For me, I like writing from this perspective of a woman, obviously, because I can feel it. I love thinking about how I would feel in that particular situation with the man. So I think it works for me. I would love to write from the perspective of a man, but I don't usually read erotica from that perspective, so I think I'd like to read a bit more.
And who better to dive into one of these sexy scenes than the author herself?
She shampooed her hair and squirted liquid soap in her palm. When she touched her man... For me, there are no bounds, because when I'm writing, I really don't want to self-edit. If you're talking about the sexual piece of it, no, I don't edit that. I'll edit the story around the sex part and try to make it real and realistic, actually, and true to the story, but I don't edit the sex for the sake of that.
So you've never written anything that you said, oh, you know, I better tone that down a little bit?
No, I don't tone down my writing, certainly not for the sex part of it.
Now, the next book is going to be?
For now, it's going to be called Spring into Summer, so it's, you know, a little bit imaginative, but not really.
Is sex a season? I mean, are there seasonal variances in sex?
Well, I think it depends on the type of person you are. I'm a hot weather person, so it was actually very difficult for me to write these stories because, you know, having sex in the winter is not an easy thing. I had to find, you know, some really nice settings, fireplaces, you know, whirlpools. But after working for the bank for 20 years, I just needed to make a change.
And that's it from Good for Her, sex shop on Harvard Street downtown. I've got to get back to the newsroom. My bosoms are starting to heave. Mike Strobel for Sun Media.